Good afternoon. Happy Savage Saturday. Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here. Today, guys, we're here with Savage Saturday 151. Now, we are changing the title a little bit. It's just going to be Savage Saturday moving forward because sometimes I do, I show toys. Sometimes I do an editorial piece on the way I think about something. Sometimes I do an in-depth review of a book or a story. But most of the time, I'm just reading you a story that you may not have been exposed to because I like to keep these stories alive. So Savage Saturday Comic Review was just too narrow. I wanted just Savage Saturday, and it could be anything I want that has to do with anything that I consider in the Savage world. So let me know what you think. But today we're talking about something fun. This is Xena, Warrior Princess from Dynamite Comics, annual number 1. Now, she was at Topps first, then Dark Horse, and then Dynamite. So this is actually the first Dynamite Xena I've ever read, and it was a fun story. And I'll put the other covers and stuff over here for you. But this had a fun little tale, and it read like a what-if story to me. Where there's these aliens that land, they kind of shipwrecked, and it kind of puts Xena in a Xena against a predator type situation. Obviously, Dynamite didn't have the rights to the predator, but this felt like a very what if Xena had to face a predator type story. And you'll see what I mean as we get into it. But our cover artist here is Stepan Sajic, so I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't want to be disrespectful, but great cover. I love the way they incorporated her chakram there. One of the best weapons ever. But so our writer of this tale is Keith Champagne. The artist is Noah Salonga, who also did a cover, and then there was a photo cover, and I'm going to show you those. And the art is good. The story's fun. I like the story a lot. My only issue with the art is I wanted Xena's face to look a little bit more like Lucy Lawless. But it's okay. I don't know what they were going for with their interpretation. It's still fine. It's still Xena. It's still a good story. But let's get into it. All right, and this tale is called Strange Visitor. All right, again, written by Keith Champagne, art by Noah Salonga. And this is my first experience with his art, and I liked it. It has a good aesthetic to it. So it starts out with, on the road to Potidaya, and then we have Xena in her head talking, and you know it's her because it's the purple boxes, and you know that it's her thinking. It says, this late at night, the desert is nothing more than a silent wasteland. The stars went quietly down from the sky. The wind doesn't blow. Everything is wonderfully, perfectly still. I can barely remember the last time I knew peace and quiet on a first name basis. It feels strange, but I'm not about to complain. So she's just by the fire, enjoying the peace and quiet of the evening. But you know that won't last. Otherwise, that'd be the story. So we turn the page, in the next panel, Xena sees something streaking through the sky. And she goes, even the gods are feeling generous tonight. Granting wishes is a rare gift indeed. And she mistakes what this is for a falling star and starts making her wishes for fun. Says, careful out there, people. There's always a price. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And then as soon as she finishes saying those words, what she thinks is a shooting star makes a hard right and starts heading right towards her. And she gets her sword ready. The light's getting blinding. She's holding up her hand to block it. She says, so long, peace and quiet. And then she dives away as the ship crashes near her. On our next page, we just hear the crash off screen and see some dense foliage. Then we get like an overview shot going in on it. And then we see Xena picking herself up off the ground, spitting a little bit of dirt out, brushing herself off, and she says, invent some new form of target practice, Ares. Just wait till I return the favor. So she thinks this is Ares doing. She has no clue what she's actually up against yet. And as you can see, the art is very serviceable. It's really good. The coloring is great in this. I think the coloring adds a lot. So kudos to the colorer. And we'll return to our tale. We get a back shot of Xena's boots and her legs as she's walking towards this downed ship. And then she's entering the vessel. And it says, anybody home? She goes, not quite as bad as your breath, Ares, but not much better either. So the inside of the ship is not to her liking. And then she sees this strange creature leaned against a pillar. She's like, what are you? And he gurbles something in a foreign language. And she says, easy, don't struggle. You've lost too much blood. That is your blood, right? How about we make a deal first? How about we make a deal? First, I'll get you out of here. Then you can tell me what this place is. And the creatures, they have it translated for us, but she can't understand. It's like, please, find my love. She is a medical officer. Equipment can save. And Xena says, I can't understand what you're saying. Try not to move. This shouldn't take long. And then the creature screams as Xena's trying to pull something embedded in his belly, a piece of the ship. She's like, damn, it's too heavy. I'm sorry. She goes, if you understand me, you don't have much time left. Your wounds are too severe. I can't imagine the agony you're in. I can release you from the pain. It's all I can do to help. I can only hope somebody would do the same for me. I'm sorry. And then off screen, she kills him. Excuse me. So, we'll give you a look at those panels. And Xena's really sad. She just had to take this poor creature's life. She didn't think she could save him. He was obviously in a lot of pain. You can see that there's a panel there that's just embedded halfway into his gut, and he is just suffering. She doesn't know that there's a way that can save him, and she tries to give him a merciful, not pain-filled ending. Okay, and as we turn the page, Xena's looking down on this dead alien. She says, may your gods find you and grant you peace, whoever gods they may be, whichever gods they may be. And you see her going back. She's sheathing her sword. She says goodbye, and she leaves the ship. But something's watching her from a different part of the ship that's coming through. And then there's an explosion, and her and Argos are galloping away. Then we cut to 2 days later, and you see Xena's clothes laid out on the ground, and you see her and Gabrielle are in the river bathing. And she's talking to Gabrielle, and it says, it even knew what was happening. It probably couldn't understand a word I was saying, whatever it was. Death waits for all of us, but to end up like that in so much pain, I'm haunted by its eyes. It seems so lost and alone. To which Gabrielle replies, I think that explosion rattled you more than you think. I can't remember the last time I've heard you sound so poetic. And Xena says, maybe it's because none of it makes any sense, or maybe I'm just getting old. Whatever it is, I can't shake this feeling that somehow it's not over. And Gabriel replies, so you've said 3 times now. You should leave the storytelling to me. It's really not your thing. Gabriel's just trying to lighten the mood a little. And Xena says, I don't think I left a grain of sand in the desert. It's all stuck in my hair, as she's washing her hair out. And Gabriel continues on. Did I mention I got word from Articulus? He's found a diamond mine. He wants us to be his partners. And Xena says, so you've said twice. And Gabriel says, haven't you heard? They are a girl's best friend. And Xena says, we're talking about Articulus here. Anything we find, he'll just steal back. I was thinking of heading east to the Lost Mountains. And our tale is starting to take a little bit more shape here. You got Gabriel and Xena together, as it should be. And we turn the page, and it's just like a little montage shot, pretty well done, of them getting their clothes on. And it says, I've been thinking about the Forgotten City lately. And this is Xena talking to Gabriel. Gabriel answers, the Forgotten City? As in the place where the gods themselves supposedly go to die? You really are rattled. She goes, no one's ever found it because it's nothing but a myth, a fairy tale. To which Xena replies, as you see her hook her chakram on, we've lived through more than a few fairy tales, Gabriel. Think about it. There may be more than diamonds to be found. If the legends were true, there might be stories, history. And she knows she has it right. And Gabriel says, well, it's not like Articulus and his diamond mine are going anywhere, right? To which Xena replies, I thought that might appeal to the legendary battling bard. Let's get the horses. And then it says the next night, and we can see it's dusk. And we see Gabriel and Xena riding across the plain. And you can it's Xena's thoughts that we're reading now. It says, reunited with Gabrielle, everything feels right again. Slowly, my uneasiness fades. I lose myself in the rhythmic thunder of my horse's hooves. My mind wanders away from the past and towards what lies ahead. The forgotten city. If we were to actually find it, and all of a sudden she just looks back. She has a sense. And Gabrielle calls from behind her. Forgot something back in town? To which Xena replies, I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. For a second, I thought we were being followed, but there's nothing behind us except grass and wind. Forget it. I'm getting paranoid in my old age. Let's move. We still have another hour of light left. And then as they're pulling away in the horses, you can see the other creature watching them from behind some reeds, some tall grass. So there we go. We have that. Again, the art's good. I like the art. My small gripe aside about it not looking exactly like Lucy Lawless, it's not that big a deal. And then we get a nice wide shot of them at the campfire, sleeping. And then all of a sudden, Gabriel wakes up. She's like, what? And she sees one of the horses has been killed. It's like, Xena, we have a problem. And then she's grabbed by the neck. And she's thrust up. And you have this creature here. And it has like this light blade knife. And Gabriel can't understand the words, but they're translated for us. And the word balloons for the creature read, the destiny of my mate was not your friend's to decide. She should not have interfered, no matter her intent. Honor dictates I must respond in kind. Only then will we someday be reunited in the halls of Anduvar. Only then will my soul be redeemed. Does my voice reach you among the sires of Anduvar, my love? Our redemption is at. And before she can, and she goes, hand. Xena's, she's about to stab Gabrielle through the head, and Xena's chakram goes into her arm, cutting it, and it's stuck in there. She drops Gabrielle. So now the story's heating up. Now we have the alien hunting them and making first contact with Xena and Gabrielle, killing one of the horses. Gabrielle is now on the ground as Xena tackles the creature in the next panel. And she's like, yee, doing her little battle cry that she does. And she's talking to the creature, don't know how you're alive, but you shouldn't be so eager to die again. And she thinks this is the one she had killed and tried to ease its pain. She goes, in other words, keep your claws off Gabrielle. And Xena's punching it. And the creature expels some kind of breath, which just kind of burns Xena's eyes and face a little bit. And she lets her guard down for a moment. And the creature just wallops her. Xena's on the ground, almost unconscious. Her chakram's still stuck in the creature's arm. And the creature says, abandon your deathly sorrow, my love. Let your twin hearts instead fill with pride. Know that your death at this hand of this beast is avenged. And Gabrielle takes her stick and she hits the chakram with it, and it cuts off the creature's arm. And she's like, no, and the creature screams. Because the creature was just about to kill Xena. Gabriel just saved her life. Alright, so the creature just lost its hand, and it smacks Gabrielle, and Gabrielle goes flying and lands. And she's like, Xena, and everything fades to black as the creature's grabbing its hand and retreating. We see the next morning, we see crows at the horse that she killed, and it's eating the horse. And you see Gabriel rubbing her head going, Xena? She goes, if you're dead again, I'm going to be really pissed. And Xena, she yells again. And Xena's like, shh, my head is pounding like a drum. We need to find cover in case that thing comes back. So Xena's barely conscious and already thinking of what they have to do. Gabriel's helping her up. She's like, the mountains are our best option. That thing didn't break your legs, did it? Because there's no way I'm carrying you that far. And Xena's like, are you telling me I need a diet? So, and Gabriel's like, no, I'm telling you, if you listen to me, we'd be knee deep in diamonds by now. So their way of breaking the tension, like any good friends, is just to bust each other's balls a little bit. So we're going to show you this. The creature making its retreat after Gabrielle severed its hand from its body by using her staff to knock Xena's chakram the rest of the way through. And then the creature retreating, Xena and Gabriel waking up, a lot worse for wear. As our tale continues, the creature is in a cave and it's healing itself. And it says, I am disgraced, my love. I swim in shame. I drown in dishonor. If only I could have saved you as easily as I heal myself. My failures burn me to the very core. She goes, I can feel you frowning down upon me from your throne in Anduvar's keep. If our places were reversed, you would already have redeemed me. I am nothing. And all of a sudden the creature looks up. She goes, the beast sends. And she goes, you are too generous, my love. And she thinks that her dead lover is somehow getting the sense of Gabriel and Xena towards her so she can track them. We go back into a cave with Gabriel wrapping Xena's ribs. And Xena says, gentle, it hurts to breathe. And Gabriel says, that's what cracked ribs do. You should be more careful. And Xena says, I'll try to remember that the next time I save your life from an enormous rampaging beast. And Gabriel says, what was that thing anyway? I've never seen anything like it before. And we've seen some things. And Xena says, I thought I put it out of its misery. I think maybe I pissed it off instead. Either that or it has a brother. We haven't seen the last of it. And Xena gets up and she says, nice job wrapping me. My ribs feel good. Let me take a look at that eye of yours. So they're helping each other heal up the best they can. They know there's going to be more on the way. As our tale continues, Xena is inspecting Gabriel's eye. She goes, how many of me do you see? And Gabriel says, just one, thank you. Any more, and I think I'd go blind. And Xena says, I'm not sure what that means, but I think I should. And all of a sudden, this little blue glowing orb lands next to them. And Xena's like, move. And she grabs Gabriel. She says, move. And it explodes. And Xena and Gabriel getting up out of some rubble. And Xena's like, it's here. Gabriel, we've got to move. And Gabriel's like, head ringing. I can't see. And Xena's like, I've got you. And she's leading Gabriel to safety. She goes, I'll get you to safety. And then Xena looks back. She can sense the creature. And all we see is the hand of the creature holding another explosive orb. And she says, let the beast run, my love. It will make no difference. So now they're being pursued. Xena's trying to save Gabriel's life before the creature can throw another one of those explosives. And you can see the creature is in pursuit. So, a lot happening. So we turn the page, and Gabriel says, so dark, where are we? Wait, and Xena says, we're heading down, that's all I know for sure. And then we get more of Xena's thoughts. She goes, she would never admit it, but Gabrielle is scared. Fear is natural when the mind begins to race. That's the survival instinct telling you to think faster, to think harder, to stay alive. I think we're in serious trouble. I put some steel in my voice so she won't realize that I'm scared too. And Xena says, I'll make the rest up when I have to. And Gabriel replies to her, before I met you, I always assumed I'd die an old woman. An old woman surrounded by her great-great-grandchildren. Old, get it? And you see Xena's thoughts again. She goes, she tries to make me laugh and pretends she doesn't notice. And then they meet, as they're going through the cave, they meet a natural ending to the cavern. And Xena's like, damn. And she goes, I'm tired of running away. Get behind me. Because there's nowhere for them to retreat anyway. And Xena's getting all set to fight the creature. And Gabriel says, that blue, what is? And it's another one of those orbs. And Xena says, duck. And you see, boom, and a big explosion. So this creature's in hot pursuit of them, not relenting in the least, looking to avenge her fallen lover, who Xena was just trying to help. But it was against their race's code of honor. You see Xena and Gabrielle falling through the air as that explosion took out what they were standing on. There's an empty cavern beneath them. They fall quite a distance and land hard. And Xena's pulling herself back up. She's like, so much for my ribs. Gabriel, are you? And then her eyes widen up. She sees this city before her underneath. So this necropolis, this city of the dead, right? So another mystery. And Xena's like, it's so beautiful. But behind Xena, you can see the creature coming with its light knife. And she says, you are slippery, beast, but you cannot escape your end. And Xena's like, I've got this covered. Stay there, relax. Don't worry. And she's talking to Gabrielle, who's laying on the ground, almost unconscious. And then we get Xena's inner thoughts again. She goes, with every breath, I can feel my ribs shifting inside of me. I'm so tired of running. I just want this to end. But Gabrielle's in worse shape than me. I need to lure it away. And Xena throws her chakra and says, come on then, follow me. And it hits the creature, and the creature just falls. Xena's running to this old building, and she comes into a chamber. And in the chamber, she's like, Odin? I didn't know that the twilight of the gods had already passed. With a whimper, not a bang, it seems. And she's at the tomb of Odin. So it seems that she's also found her city, her forgotten city. So a lot of fun. As we turn the page, you see her over Odin. She goes, you look good, old man. Rest easy until the cycle begins again. In the meantime, I need to borrow a few things. Don't worry, I'll try not to break them. I'm not promising anything, though. And you see, it's more of Xena thinking. And her thoughts are, the whispering voice of gods fill my ears as I slip on Odin's helm. As long as I wear it, there's nothing I can't know. And Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent itself, could not pierce Odin's shield. It looks too heavy to lift, yet feels like nothing more than a feather in my hand. And Gungnir, Odin's spear, hums with power. The bones of my arm vibrate as I pick it up. Time to go to work. In our next panel, we see the creature trying to look for Xena, and you see Odin's spear heading towards it. And with Xena yelling, looking for someone? And the spear hits and sends the creature flying. And the creature says, one of my hearts has burst, my love. The beast has wounded me. And Xena is standing there with the spear. She's like, I'm not playing anymore. Walk away while you still can. You won't get another chance. And the creature throws 3 more of those orbs, and they're exploding in the air. But Xena's got Odin's shield up. So the battle's heating up between these two. And Xena's more fighting to save Gabrielle than anything else. And we get more of Xena's thoughts. She goes, the ancient voices in my head open my eyes, and finally, I understand. This isn't the... My apologies for the quick little break there, guys. The phone stopped. Something happened. We're going to keep going, though. So we left off with Xena's thoughts as her and the creature are facing off. And it says, the ancient voices in my head open my eyes, and finally, I understand this isn't the creature I thought it was. I'm facing its mate. It's from a world beyond the stars. In spite of my noble intent, I killed its husband. Its racist customs dictate that it can't rest until it avenges her loss. My heart breaks beneath the weight I've placed on its soul. And you see the female creature, she's screaming, she's like, lend me your strength, my love. And Xena's we're back in Xena's thoughts, and it says, worst of all, knowing doesn't change a thing. It can never stop coming, not until one of us falls. No matter its customs, no matter my mistakes, my life is mine alone. I will not give it up for anyone. And then you see them meet in battle. They're exchanging blows, and then Xena throws the spear again, and the creature catches it. And the creature is coming with a blade sword, a light sword that it has, and a spear. And Xena brings up Odin's shield, and there's a big explosion as they all meet. There we go. All right. And then on the next page, we see the creature getting up from the battle, and Xena's laying on the ground. And the creature starts to stand above her. It says, my lover, tonight we will sleep together in the halls of Anduvar. And she grabs Xena by the chest plate and brings her up, and she's about to stab her. She goes, I am redeemed. But before she can stab her, Xena throws up her hand and says, no, grabs the creature's wrist that has the light blade, flips her, and Xena's now on top. And she says, I'm sorry. And she shoves the light blade through the creature's neck, killing that creature. And you see Xena stand up. She goes, just like that, like every battle I've ever won or lost, it's over. I can't remember the last time victory felt so hollow. So here we go. All right. Then we get to our final page. And it says, a few hours later, and you see Gabriel getting up from being unconscious for so long. And Xena says, finally, I practically carried you in here. Least you could have done is woken up in time to help me dig out Odin and give him back his toys. And Gabriel's like, Xena, are you all right? And Xena's like, it's been one of those days. And Gabriel looks around at all the chaos and all the destruction and says, I can see that. I meant, are you all right? And Xena says, ask me that again tomorrow. And Gabriel says, I'll do that. For now, why don't you lean on me for a while? And Xena says, that's the best idea I've heard in a long time. And Gabriel helps her up and just says the end as the two friends depart. So I thought this was a really good story. I thought it was a fun story. I thought it was a good, like a Predator versus Xena type story. But neither one was bad. But one was following the dictates of its practices, where it's from. And Xena was just following the practices of where she's from. And those two collided, and only one of them could survive. So I'm going to give this story an A+, because I really thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I really liked Xena against a Predator-type alien creature. A lot of times when they try to put something otherworldly in these sword and sorcery tales, it doesn't work. This one did it fine. And it was just read like one warrior against another, and I thought it was a fun, competent tale. The art, I'll give an A. The only reason I'm not going to give it an A+ is I really wanted the face to look a little bit more like Lucy Lawless's, but the art's fine. It tells the story great. The panel setups are nice. I like the way he showed some shots from behind. I like the way he used the eye of his art to tell the story. I thought it was really well done. And the colors by Chris Garcia I thought were great. And the lettering by Simon Boland was really good too. Like, everything in this contributed to the story. I thought it was really well done. And for my first time reading it, I really loved it. I enjoyed it. So we'll give it as a total, we'll give it an A+ all around. Just a really fun, solid read. Especially if you're a fan of Xena Warrior Princess, I think this is definitely for you. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep it casual.